Hi guys!
Yabba dabba doo.
We're gonna talk about tips for truckers. So since you've been driving longer,
Oh.
you can do don't fucking do it. We have a short period of time.
A short period of time.
Yeah, we have like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's
and then
it?
it won't upload.
Oh, okay. So, buy in bulk. Lots of bulk. And I could grab lots more where
That's
that
really
came
cold
from.
on my foot.
But she doesn't want it all inside the truck, so.
It's really cold on my foot.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, the best thing that I heard has been, if you don't know, go slow. That's probably the best advice that I've gotten so far.
And just remember, in winter driving conditions, if there's spray, it's still okay, but keep watching those tires because black ice can come up quick, and watching the tires spray in front of you can let you know if that road just froze over or not.
Yeah. CB. A CB is a must. We bought ours when I got in the truck with him, and it's saved our heinies quite a bit lately. Keeps us from bad traffic jams, accidents, stuff like that. It's important.
The forward-facing cameras, there to save you. It just recorded something that happened, apparently.
Yeah, we weren't even moving.
We're in the back.
It all the time.
Yeah. Go night.
Let's see. What's some more?
Turn wide. I mean, when in doubt, turn wider than you have to. And, watch those mirrors. Don't look at them too late. Watch them the whole turn. Once you clear in front of you, keep that mirror in your thought. Because, it only takes a split second and you've hit something. But, if you stop right there, it's a different story and you can get out of it.
Yeah, and never be afraid to turn too wide.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to turn wider than to turn too short. Because once you turn short, it's done.
And remember, like I said, watch that mirror because, one time I was turning right, and, I was hugging the curb real quick, and a car literally came onto the sidewalk to try to get between me and a light pole to get me to hit him. And if I didn't take that fourth or fifth look at that mirror while I was making that turn, I would not have saw him do that and totally would have took him out. So turn wide, watch that mirror. Shit can happen quick. A pedestrian could walk out into the street to try and get you to hit them. A car can go there. Anything can happen. Watch those mirrors while you're turning.
Talking about CBs again, if you hear anything like eyes, you got some, bacon, pork, pigs, donuts, let's see, what are other things that they're called?
Christmas trees,
mobile casinos.
Yeah, mobile casinos, because they like to steal your money.
Those all mean that there's cops. Cops aren't called out all the time on the CBs, but occasionally they're called out. Typically, if you're in a company truck, the only time that you really need to worry about a cop is when you're in California, because most of them are governed around 63 to 65. So really, the only time that you need to worry about a cop is when you're in California. If you're in a company vehicle, if you're in like a mom and pop kind of truck, you're more likely to worry about it because I don't think they really govern their trucks.
And don't light your brakes on fire, alright? Look, when you're going downhill, slow down before you get to the top of the hill. That way you can see how quick you're going to gain speed. If you go over that hill flying, the next thing you know, you could be going 80 miles an hour and have no way to stop. So
typically the rule is if you're going downhill, you want to be in the same gear or one gear less than what you went up. If you're in an automatic truck, that's a little bit harder because you can't choose the gear that you want to be in.
So slow down.
So yeah, just hit your brakes, put on your engine brake as high as it'll go, and just keep watching your speed. The best rule that he taught me was count to 5. Hold your brake pedal, count to 5 and then let off of it, and then just keep letting it go. Another good thing to do is set your cruise control to a certain speed, and once you start speeding up, put it down to like 10 under. That way you kind of stay 10 above. It kind of helps.
Yeah, that's only works when your Jake is on and if it's an auto kick on Jake. If you're
Yeah.
in an older truck, that's not going to work. I mean, realistically, I mean, another tip about the Jake is once you start hitting snow and ice, turn the Jake down. I mean, you don't have to really turn it off, but turn it down, because that engine brake and stopping that torque real quick can cause you to slide. You don't want to do that. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of movies out there about winter weather driving and how to correct a skid and everything else, but I mean, there's movies out there for that. Just watch some of those before you get into these conditions.
Another thing with chaining, I heard a really good idea is to put a piece of wood underneath your tire so you can roll on top of the piece of wood and put the chain on a lot easier. I don't know if it works because I haven't chained yet, but I've heard about it from some older truckers.
It works, but it's just easier to throw all your chains on the ground and roll back onto them.
Yeah.
It's quicker than getting out, putting a piece of wood on, trying to roll onto a piece of wood, getting back out, throwing your chains on. You know, instead of putting the piece of wood down, you could just throw your chain down.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing is Trucker's Path. Great freaking app. If you don't have a phone, then TA sells these little books that have all of the truck stops listed, what size they are and everything. But Trucker's Path is really good because it'll tell you if lots are full or if they're empty, if weigh stations are opened or closed.
Hold on.
It's not 100% accurate because it depends on when the last time was that it was updated, but Trucker's Path is really good.
Good. Don't buy that book that has all those truck stops listed in it at the
That's
TA.
like $5.
Download Trucker's Path. If you don't have a phone and you're driving a truck, go buy a goddamn phone.
No, like some people don't have smartphones. Some people just
Get a
have
fucking
flip
smartphone.
phones.
Invest in a smartphone. You're gonna need it for more than one thing. I guarantee it. Satellite view every shipper and receiver you gotta go to. You need a smartphone for this. Get a smartphone. Satellite view it. Know which way you need to go in, which way you need to go out, where the gates are,
Always
what
before
road
you're
they come on
arriving.
before you get there. Before
Double
you
check
even leave.
addresses.
Yeah. So you need a smartphone. Don't waste your $5 on that book. Waste your $5 on your data service to do that.
Refrigerators. They're a
What the fuck is
must.
that sound?
That's the fridge. It's been doing it all day.
Unplug it.
Refrigerators are a must. Oh, it's not the fridge. It's something outside, I think. Oh, I think it's the fridge.
It's unplugged, right?
Yeah.
There's no power.
Well, then maybe it's the truck next to us. So, baby, you're covering it up. Baby, it's not important.
It's very important. It's an inverter.
Inverters are a must. Was that the one to the Senti?
Yep.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but
Okay.
it creates power and it was on, and I don't want it to melt out.
Well,
So.
can you look at it later?
Yep. I don't smell burnt resistors or anything, but it does look pretty dusty. Inverters. This is a cheap one we use to run a very small item. You can pick them up from anywhere from $10 to $200. Buy them.
Also, if you don't like the smell of your truck, buy aromatherapy Senti things. Some of them do a mist thing. Some of them are pads. They run anywhere from $5 to $50. You can find them at Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, and then all you need is aromatherapy oil.
Which you can find at Walmart, Target, Whole Foods.
Yeah.
I mean, a whole bunch of places as well.
A thing like this runs anywhere from
$5 to $25.
Yeah, if you go to Whole Foods, they're kind of expensive, but they have really good smells, and their smells are pretty strong. So
Yeah,
that's where we go.
the more you pay for it, the less you're gonna have to use of it. When you get a cheap scent, you're probably gonna have to use 12 to 15 drops in an
Yeah.
average setting. When you get that kind of scent, you'll probably use 3
And the ones that are in glass are the best.
so far.
Yeah, so far. The plastic ones don't really smell very good. That's something else.
Oh, bring entertainment. Bring a TV, PlayStation,
Something to wind down.
a laptop. Bring something to help you relax and wind down at night, because once you've had a long day through traffic, snow, blizzards, rain, hail, mountainsides, car wrecks, whatever has happened throughout your day, you're most likely not just going to fall straight asleep. And if you do, you're driving too long. If you get out of that seat and you fall straight asleep, you were most likely driving for too long.
I do that like all the time. I come back here. I
That means you're driving exhausted.
No, I'm not.
Why would you put that in the fucking video?
I'm just saying.
These are tips from experienced drivers.
I know, but sometimes people they don't need anything to wind down. I don't need anything to wind down. Let's see. Oh, TAs and Petros, right?
What about them?
They have buffets. TAs and Petros are the only ones that have buffets, or is it just Petros? They have the Iron Skillet buffet.
Yeah, that's just Petro. TA has Country Pride.
So, Petro has an Iron Skillet buffet. They're not too bad. They're not very expensive. If you want pretty decent food, you can go there. Country Pride is kind of okay. And then Flying J's and Pilots mostly have fast food restaurants, although occasionally you'll find a Denny's. Some truck stops also have restaurants around them, but those are a lot more difficult to find.
Trucker's Path, though.
Yeah.
If you click on a TA and you go to restaurants, it'll tell you all the restaurants within, like, I think it's 5-mile radius. So, and then you can zoom in on the map and see exactly where it is.
Also, don't be a dick. Don't park in fuel islands and take your lunch. Don't be a dick. Just, if you're going to use a fuel island, go into the fuel island. If you need to go to the bathroom right away, go to the bathroom, fill up, and then fucking go park if you need to take a lunch. Like, don't be a dick and park in the fuel island, because the only people who park in the fuel islands are either fat, lazy people who don't want to move or people who don't know how to back.
And if you are going to park in a fuel island for your lunch, somebody comes behind you, pull
Move.
around. If you're not fucking doing anything but taking your lunch, drive the 30 feet back to the back of the line. If you suck at backing that bad, you should probably leave the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand if there's no spots, but drive in a circle. Big, giant circle. Take your 30. Get the hell.
Night driving is really good for if you're in high populated cities like LA, Houston, Dallas, stuff like that.
Miami.
Yeah. Definitely night driving is really good for those high occupancy cities.
New York, Chicago.
But like Boise, Wyoming, like Cheyenne, Wyoming, or really anywhere in Wyoming, you can drive anytime.
High wind signs. Slow the fuck down.
Yeah, and if you have a trailer that weighs 20,000, right?
What do you mean? I don't know what you're getting at.
If you have a trailer that weighs 20,000 or less, you don't want to be in winds higher than 25 miles an hour.
Unless you're
And
driving.
if you
25
have a
miles
light
an hour.
load, don't drive at 25 mile an hour winds. That's just fucking stupid. You'll get ran off the road from the freaking wind.
Well, if you're going 65, if you drop your speed down, the wind's gonna affect you less and less and less.
Yeah, but why chance it? You know, the most important thing in the truck is you. So a load isn't going to get there if you don't get there. So don't risk time on a load just because you think you can do it. Anyways, 15 minutes is out.
minutes.